guests in the comments when I have guests in the box. This is my 1 hour a day that is dedicated to the guests in my box, not customers. The guests in my box. I'm stuck at work, y'all. I told you guys I am tired. Bear with me today. I am in love with my coffee, and I poured it full, and I've drank half. Um, I give it a half hour before you guys are seeing me do one of these moves because I gotta, then I'm gonna have to wait till 11. We should have some type of an intermission. Anyways, okay, other rules. When you guys are gifting, or if you guys favorite me, I will randomly gift. Thank you guys for those as a whole. But as a featured show host, we are not supposed to thank you for gifts. So even if you sent me the most expensive dragon on here, I'm now granted, look, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I react. I can't help it. I don't, a wink or the little heart hands or whatever, but I'm not supposed to do that. But it's hard for me not to. I can't get your pumpkin spice coffee. Nice. I'm not big into the pumpkin spice coffees. It was never my thing, Boop. All right, here, real quick, before I even do this Q and Q, how many of you are with the pumpkins or against the pumpkin spices and cookies and cakes and all that stuff? Like, I love pumpkin pie. I like, what was that? Like a cream cheese cake, pumpkin something or another. It was really good, but I don't like pumpkin spice coffee. Yeah, it's one of those things you can take the few sips, but then it's too much. Another lesson learned for me this week, you guys, is I love the Southern Butter Pecan Coffee Creamer. They were out of my regular creamer, so I tried it and I actually like it. It's a lot less sweet um, than regular creamers, I guess. I don't know, but I do. I'm. All right, let's put that down for a couple minutes. All right, guys. So we do have two amazing guests. We are going to do the Q and Q here real quick. I had one more rule. What am I forgetting? There's something else I try to run by everybody. Oh, the guy that was in the box, Emoji J. Yes, that part too. He is my admin. He is an admin for a ton of shows. If you're looking to be on a show, host a show, or know someone who wants to be on a show, make sure you reach out to him. He can get you on any of the types of shows or directed in the right direction. He not yet, dude, not yet. That's in a little bit. But it could be anything from cooking shows, talk shows, game shows. You know, I don't think there's any other show quite like mine. I love my show though. I do. I'm here every Friday, except on vacations or when I'm really sick. But all right, guys, the Q and Q today is life is what happens to us while we are making other plans. Are you a planner or more of a spontaneous type? So for me, I'm both because I have to plan most of it, or I try to plan part of things, but I don't. I learned that when I do vacations or when when I'm traveling, whatever period, when I try to cram all of this stuff into a short time period, I never get it all done, and then I end up disappointed. I make promises I can't keep, and blah blah blah. So it's one of those, like, the kid picks a place, I pick a place. Those are the two places that we're for sure going to go, but we don't know exactly when unless you have to buy the tickets in advance, right? Because some of these things you do have to buy stuff in advance to guarantee that you can get in. But I don't like to overbook or overplan. I Stabby learned, we had to plan a couple things in order to get tickets and stuff booked, but just roll with the punches, man. Especially when you have kids. Um, and then I think a lot of my best memories came from like those spontaneous moments. You know what I mean? The just what the hell? Why not? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's try. So none of you guys. No one's going to answer the questions. Are we going to take out the Q and Q now? This is like 4 weeks in a row. None of you are really participating. So the quote is, life is what makes us, life is what happens to us while we are making other plans. Are you a planner or more spontaneous? All right, yeah, it did. Whoa. How did I miss all those? Sorry, guys. That like you guys must have all answered at the same second, and then the people came in because I didn't see any of those. And I'm watching. It's not like, well, I guess I did look away for a couple seconds. Yeah. So like I said, I try to because I'm that's the cough. You can hear that little that it's getting deep. Guys, I don't want to get sick. I'm gonna have to go. What are those? What are the coldies or something? Sweet. So all right, who's Papa Bear, do you want to go first or second? I guess since you were here first. Olive Juice, hello. Smooth Guy, George, for sure. Good morning, everybody. If I miss you, hello. I did not yell at you. You're killing me, Beth. You're killing me. All right, so those are so pretty. See, like, how can I not just stop and watch those as they go across my screen, right? Like, I can't. Meet me up. Sorry. All right. No, I think I'm getting sick, guys. I really do, because I am just exhausted, and everything in my body is achy, starting to get achy. But I have to work all weekend, and I can't call off because we don't get to do that. Well, I wait, let me repeat that. In my line of work, in my business, I don't get to do that. But everyone else can do it a whole bunch. Thank you. All right, guys, you guys ready to get the first guest in the box, get this show rolling? Hello.
Sorry. I forgot I had the other device open. Okay.
I like instantly twitch. I can't. Did anybody else notice that? Like, my head instantly starts.
I had volume up on this one because it's louder, and then it was like, oh no, but I'm going to be on this one. Oh no. Okay, but I'm back.
All right. So how are you today?
You know, I love doing your show, but every time I do your show, I'm like, it's 9 a.m. Why did I say yes?
Look, it's 10 here, and I am just exhausted. I was stuck at work a little later than I wanted to last night, and I couldn't fall asleep. Anybody else and like the last month, is it something with the moon or the whatever's that's out there in the airs? Because I can't sleep for nothing.
I've been working. I actually had a sleep study done last month,
Mm-hmm.
and everything turned out great. It's like, nope, your apnea is not, blah blah blah. I'm just like, I was so disappointed because it was like, well, if my apnea came back and it got worse or something, that would explain being tired all the time. It's like, okay, so it's not apnea. All right. Oh well, we'll keep looking. But last night, you ever have one of those all night long dreams?
I don't dream on purpose because I used to have recurring nightmare.
Got it. Yeah.
So I make sure I don't dream.
Yeah. I should take a medicine to deal with because I have PTSD dreams. But usually my medicine helps. But last night I had a dream. It felt like it went on for like the whole night I was sleeping, and it was one of those actors' nightmares where you're preparing for a show, but you're not ready for it. But it's showtime. But this was actually a director's nightmare because I used to be a theater director, and
Okay.
I'm sitting there and I finally show up to rehearsal. I'm 2 hours late. They're rehearsing, they're doing stuff. I'm like, okay, the person who's the producer, the assistant, somebody's running it. Okay, so I'm just gonna lay down here in the chairs in the audience and rest. And at some point I'll tell them like, hey, I can't do this anymore. But I got to find the right time to tell them, but they're all here but nobody's coming and talking to me. Everyone else will look at me. I'm like, eventually I'll have to talk to people, and that went on for like 12 days in my sleep last night. So
I just can't sleep. At least you can sleep. I can't sleep. Like I can't fall asleep. And when I fall asleep, I wake up like every hour and a half. Like it's not, and this is going on for like a month. Like I have not had a good night's sleep in a month. And I have tried melatonin. I have tried a couple other things, like nothing that normally would keep me asleep or put me to sleep or both is working. And
when you use melatonin, how much melatonin were you taking?
Well, after I took the 5 milligrams and it didn't work, I took another 5. And then when I woke up, I took another 5 and I still couldn't sleep. Boy. And I don't take it a lot. I purposely don't take it a lot because I know that if I become reliant on it, once my body adjusts to that, you can only up it so much before I'll never sleep again, and so I make sure that I don't take it a lot. But I'm sorry, y'all, every once in a while, like I have to try to sleep. So I will take, and I just take 5 milligrams and I can at least get 5 or 6 hours of decent sleep, which for me, that's a good night's sleep, you know? But
I found that sometimes the extended release versions will work better, and sometimes less is more for some people, like a 3 milligram for some people. It's hard to say.
Off there.
And being autistic, it's kind of a requirement. If I don't take melatonin, usually I can't fall asleep. I will go on breaks sometimes, because sometimes when I wake up after a melatonin sleep, I'll wake up and be like, oh my God,
you're groggy.
So that'll happen. Okay, so going back to your question, planning ahead or spontaneous?
Mm-hmm.
Here's my actual answer: is I plan ahead so I can be spontaneous.
I guess that's probably that's a good way to say how because I like to, like you said, you have to plan some stuff, you know what I mean, when you're out of state and if it sells out and but I leave time to just do whatever.
Yeah, well, my youngest is on the spectrum, and so a big part of having being supportive of him and of our family as a whole was to plan ahead as much as I could, because there are certain things we knew, like car rides, we knew we had to have this, and this. So it was making sure that we had all that ready and everything ready and this ready. And at some point, it's one of my therapists said, something about like I was clinging to this sense of control, this idea that I had control. And I said, yeah. She goes, that's an illusion, right? I said, yeah, I know it's an illusion, but it's an illusion that's working for me right now. She goes, okay, as long as you're clear on it's an illusion that you have control and the illusion is working for you, cool.
Right. Sorry. Look, guys, I don't let people in the box. This is my featured show. You're going to be kind, you're going to be respectful, or you're going to be out. It's my number one rule in the stream. That's it. Period. Anyways, I was extremely distracted during a little bit of the first part of that, but
no, I get it.
Let's because we're already at 10:19, so let's dive into our topic.
Yeah, and I didn't send you one. I realized now as I sat here and I went, what did I send her? I didn't send her.
Look, that's the kind of week I've been having. I turn the corner and I go, what did I come in here for?
Yeah. Well, and that's just it too. It's like, well, actually, I did plan ahead a little bit. Is my planning ahead looked like going to my son last night and saying, hey, son, what's a lesson you've learned from me? I'll start with that. Let's see, because I couldn't think. I'm like, I don't know. It's certainly not, don't book shows early in the morning when you're tired.
Right. I'm gonna have to book my show later in the day. I'm telling you.
Well, I remember when Idol, the Idol used to be, they'd have the Global Idol. It was like 8 in the morning, my time. And I remember saying yes to it at 8 p.m. when they asked me. And then I did the first show at 8 in the morning and I have to sing. I'm like, note to self, do not say yes to a show unless it's actually the time the show is going to be on. So if it's an 8 a.m. show, don't say yes unless it's 8 a.m. and you're aware of what you'll feel like. So yeah,
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't predict the future. So you either sign up and you show up,
yep.
or
So yeah, so what the answer I got from him was not to force things. Like if you're like trying to thread a wire or you're trying to work on something and it's not going gently or easily,
right?
To slow down and not force it. I was like, I knew at some level that was a lesson that I needed to like be thinking about now. And it really is, because this week has been crazy. I had,
don't get mad at me.
My mom's back in the hospital dealing with a bunch of stuff, and my ex, who is dying of ALS, is asking me to mail some packages for her. I'm like, oh sure, no problem, forgetting that she asked me on the weekend, knowing that there'd be no mail for the next couple of days. But then I wasn't thinking about the fact that I worked the rest of the week. So I'm trying to mail them out during the work part of my week. And I'm like,
you'll be all right. You'll get it.
Yeah. And then, yeah. And it was my birthday Monday.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
It is in your name. I'm sorry. I don't ever look.
No, I don't, it's like all of a sudden I was like, oh yeah, what else was going on this week? Oh yeah, it was but work was nice. Thank you. They do a nice little thing. They get you a card and a little gift that somehow just for fun. And my boss tells me later, goes, I hope that was okay. I had no idea what to get you. We try. It worked. And he goes, we try to get people a little something that they'll like. And I'm like, you got me a Lego. How can you go wrong with Lego? So, I thought your dog quieted down, but I now see that you've actually muted. Oh my God, that's so funny. Thank you. That made me laugh.
You can keep going. If I mute myself, thank you guys. Thank you. But he was not.
I was trying to catch my breath again after laughing. No, what a great way to start the day, laughing.
No, he doesn't do that unless it's this show. I swear to God. Like he'll bark randomly once in a blue moon, but he doesn't go bonkers barking unless I'm doing this show. It's like he knows.
My dog, it could be that my dog is, in my house. My dog has the effect of, like, I know where every single dog in my neighborhood is, because whenever I walk my dog, if there's a dog in a house, it'll start barking and clawing at the picture window and going nuts whenever my dog walks by.
Right.
My dog is such a strong dog magnet, as it were. We've had canine police cars drive by, and their dogs are really chill, even around other dogs. And when they drive by us, and their dogs in the back seat are going, it's like.
So we got to get back on topic. You're running out of time. Explain to me more about the don't force it when it's not working.
So don't force it. Yeah, it covers everything. Even like right now, I'm actually following that, is going with at this moment what feels right. Because I could have, I was like, I could come up with some grand sort of like, ooh, this is this lesson of life that I'm going to share. That's really, it's like, but it's a day-to-day thing. It's it's making sure I get enough sleep. It's being in communication with the people around me about what will work, what won't work, so that I'm not trying to force it. And the reason I'm so tired is because I didn't listen to it this week, and I took on more than I should have. And being exhausted is the effect of forcing it and not following. Because I was at the post office with all these packages for my ex.
Do it,
She had like these big boxes, and it was going to cost like $200 to ship via UPS.
bitch.
And so I just converted them into the.
That's crazy. Shipping is ridiculous.
It is. Well, part of it was they were big and they were heavy, and so I was able to transfer them to the little,
No,
their own boxes. That
let's talkie.
you can fill them as heavy as you want, as long as it fits in the box at the same rate. So I ended up saving her a bunch of money, but it cost me time and it cost me stress, because I'm trying to do that before I got to work, and then also it's like, okay, I got them all boxed up. Oh crap, look at that line. I'm never going to get to work on time. And I waited for a little bit, and it's like, okay, I just got to go. So I carry all these boxes back to my car, and I eventually got it all done. So there's the other part of that is I told her I would get them done that day, and I did it, but oh man, it wore on my soul to get it all done.
Right.
So
but you did it, it's sometimes in life we have to push ourselves a little more to get things done, and then other days we get to be a little more lazy, but it's I don't know. I think that you can't. If you guys are just tuning in, let me do this really quick. I'm Silly Lily. This is Papa Bear, and we've talked about a lot, but we're supposed to be talking about not forcing situations.
Which is kind of what we're doing
and
with how we're approaching the topic of don't force the situation. Is it's kind of diverged at times, and it's now I've got to look at my week, the next few days, and can I find ways and times to get enough sleep and get enough rest and do what I need to do to take care of myself, but in a loving way, not like in a I have to go do something to take care of myself. I have to. No, it's finding a way to gently take care of myself.
Right. I think that it's important that we all learn to kind of go with the flow a little bit more.
Yep.
Life is, it's too much to be constantly forcing yourself into situations, forcing friendships, forcing relationships. And I don't care how much you try to fit that 12 by 12 box in that 10 by 10 space. It's not going to work.
Exactly.
You have to find another solution, find another way.
And
there is always another way.
Yeah. And often, usually what I find is when I'm hitting that, and I look for a different way, it's like, not only do I find another way, but for so many reasons, for reasons I never would have guessed, it's better. Like I had that with a friendship that, where the bumping, I won't lie, it was with an ex, and we're trying to maintain this friendship, and it wasn't working. And finally I just said, I'm done. And I walked away. And within a week, I meet this person who's my current romantic interest, but I probably never would have run into that person had I not been trying to continue to be friends with my ex at that point.
Right.
So yeah. So there's benefits to letting go of the struggle and moving forward in a different direction.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Well, we are at 10:29, Papa Bear. Is there anything else that you wanted to add to this this topic?
No, I don't go to work for another 2 hours, so I get to take a nap. Sorry, don't want to rub it in your face, but along with my taking care of myself gently, I'm going to take a nap before I go to work.
Yeah, I probably will try for one today too.
Yeah, I hope you
tell
feel
these
better.
guys when you stream and what we find in your stream.
Yeah,
and if you have any other shows.
Random times. I started a new job a couple months ago, so it's really eaten into my streaming time. When you do find me in my stream, I'm usually either doing what I call live music or chill chat. Live music will be country, blues, folk, and rock. And chill chat. We'll talk about whatever. It'll be a lot like what just happened here. You know, we'll talk about this, but then we'll talk about that, and then we'll talk about this and this and this and this and this and this, and we'll come back to that.
A little bit of everything. A little bit of everything.
Yep, musically and chat wise, we kind of go all over the place.
All right, Papa Bear. Well,
So,
thank you very much
sweetie,
for being on today. I hope you have the best rest of your day. Go get your nap in, and I will talk to you soon.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, guys. If you're just tuning in, you missed Papa Bear. We were kind of talking a little bit about how you can't force things in your life, whether it's, like he said, you're trying to fit, the thread through the hole and it's not going. Whatever, you have to learn that there's other ways than versus just forcefully getting stuff done. It is really close when I lean forward like that. I don't force anyone to do anything. I just recommend things that are healthy for y'all to do. So if you'd like to be a little healthier, you should drink a little more water. Of course. Oh my God. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I can't with you guys. I can't. I'm too tired for y'all's nonsense today. Far too tired. All right, guys. So that was our self-care tip number 1, drink water. Number 2, if you're from the States, it's about to be wintertime before we know it. So if you're up north, and it's going to start doing that S word soon, that white fluffy cold stuff out there. So get outside and enjoy the damn weather. Don't shush me, because I bet you your big derrieres is not going to get up off the couch and go out and enjoy this weather unless I start yelling at y'all to do it, because y'all don't listen, and y'all just just get outside more. And if you can, I don't know what you're talking about, but it's coming and we can't deny it. It's coming. So get outside and enjoy this beautiful air before it hurts to breathe. God, I pick a state where it hurts to breathe all winter long. Anyone else question that in the middle of January when you walk outside and it takes your freaking breath away and it hurts? Like, seriously. Why do we choose to live in a state where it hurts? Just your face hurts. It hurts to walk outside, and you take your first deep breath and you feel like your lungs is freezing. I'm over it. My kid is in 8th grade. So we got this year, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade. So I got 5 years, and I will never, ever have to deal with snow again. I promised her that if she does good in school, I will stay here. I don't like it here. Y'all, it's expensive, but it's a good school. I am in Ohio. But y'all, I live somewhere else for like half the cost of what I live here and get to travel a whole lot more. God, or I could just live somewhere where I'm like always on vacation, like where I never have to shovel. Well, I don't have to shovel because I live in an apartment. Well, I do have to shovel sometimes. But all right, anyway, so get outside, drink your water. Self-care tip number 3, one that won't set me off on a rant. I just said last week, try something new. I gotta find my book again. I'm doing all this stuff off memory from years of just doing it at this point, but I feel like I still repeat just my favorite ones. Let me think. Make a new dinner, do make a new dish. Get in the kitchen and try cooking something new. Try something healthy too, you know, like hell with it. Try eating more vegetables. See how your body feels. Like, I'm not saying cut out the cookies and the carbs and all that stuff. I'm just saying try eating some more vegetables. You'll feel a lot better. I know that a lot of my problem is I'm eating like poop. Literally eating like poop. All right. What was the last thing that you've done for yourself? Or what have you done for yourself today? Let's just ask it that way. What have you done for yourself today? Well, I didn't do that for myself. Just, you know, I will not get my nails done anymore. I will just let them grow. I will not put that gel stuff on. I will not do anything to my nails anymore because every time I try, they just go into little millions of shredded pieces. And then I have stubby fingernails for like 4 months until they completely grow out and then I can have nails again. It is dumber than hell. I made this beautiful coffee. It's beautiful. Rich, I got to start exercising again. I need to get my butt outside. I do when I'm done with the show. I have a ton of plans to take care of today. We're going to do a couple transplants and stuff like that. I don't know if I'm going to stay on live here or if I'm going to go, but we'll figure that out after the show. All right. So question number 2. I think I asked this one recently, but I'm curious to see some of your answers who I know are repeats. What was the last thing you did or last time you gave back? I like to think I at least give back every Friday when I do the show. You know, I give people a safe space to share a lesson life has taught them, be it, you know, where you have to make yourself vulnerable. Or like I tell people, it can be goofy life lessons. You know, I've got someone who works with the poo lines, and he wants to get in here and get on here and tell you guys what you should not put in your toilets because he sees this stuff all the time. But he's not taking a Friday off work yet, so we haven't had it. Grandma with your groceries, that's nice. Ooh, boop. Let me know what kind. There was one I seen where you get on it and you hold it and you pull your knees up. I think I might do that one. What do you put? I don't know what that one word meant. I don't know if I read it wrong. Get a resident next to the vitamin. Aw, that was nice. I swear. I'm doing pretty good today. I don't want to jinx it. But so far, I don't think I've slipped.
Yo,
I don't think so.
she's
All
kind of
right.
cute. I'm not doing what to do.
Last question before we get King Goober in the box is... You know, what was the last movie you guys seen? When's the last time you took yourself to a movie? I'm going to ask you guys that. Again, more about yourself. When was the last time you guys took yourself to a movie? Or how many of you won't go to a movie alone and why? You won't go alone? I've not heard of that one. You don't go to movies. Delia, I can't watch that Twisters, man. My sister and her husband went and watched that Twisters, Delia. Listen, Delia. While in the movie theater, tornadoes touched down 20 minutes from where they were. Lights went out and everything in the middle of their movie. Y'all. Nope. HE double hockey sticks to the nope. Like, I'm sitting at home, I'm ready to shove grandma and the kid into the, like, we have this, I don't know, it doesn't have any windows in that room, like a laundry room, but there's like but you can lock yourself in those doors, and then there's no window, like there's no windows in this room, right? So I'm like, all right, well, we'll stand there and I'll have her here, and I've got this whole plan, man. And we got really lucky, y'all. We got really, really lucky. And we can get into that story more after the show. But we got it is now 10:40, so we're gonna get King Goober in the box so he can have his 20 minutes to tell his side. All right, here we go. I'm letting you in. 3, 2, 1.
Is this thing on?
Hello.
Hello?
What's
Hello?
going on? How are
Oh, I'm
you,
a little
honey?
too close. Oh. Hi. Hello.
You're so silly.
Coffee
You're
kicked in.
so silly. So, I guess let's dive in because I've been in a rambling mode today. So you got your 20 minutes, but not a second more. So let's dive in.
Have you met me? 20 minutes is probably too much
That's
time for
why
me.
I said go. Ready, go.
Hi, I'm King Goober. How you doing? I'm doing fantastic. What I came to talk about. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, this is me at 7 in the morning, 7:40 in the morning. Talk about y'all
That's
woke
all
up
right.
early.
We got this.
I had to wake up at 6 something. All right, I don't want to hear it. I'm just kidding. What am I talking about?
I was up at 6:32 with my daughter. So
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Actually, after this, I have to get ready to go babysit one of my nephews. So, fun, yay!
yay! All right, King Goober,
All right.
what are we talking about today, love?
We are talking about the value of choice.
All right, and explain to this group what that means. How did you pick this topic?
All right, so okay, so what that means is the value of choice. I mean, it's so kind of self-explanatory, really. It's just choice in general, how valuable it is. For example, the best example I could give, honestly, is what kind of led me and kind of want to do this. I saw this interview with Kevin Hart where he basically explains how he chooses not to get upset anymore. He chooses not to get angry because he simply just doesn't have the time for it. Time is one of the biggest things that we cannot get back once we give it out. So he would much rather, instead of putting that time into something negative, he'd rather put that time into something positive, which is why he chooses not to get upset or angry. He'd rather put that into something a little bit more productive and stuff.
Right.
So when I saw that, I instantly fell in love with that idea and the concept. And ever since I've been attempting and applying, or attempting to apply that concept and that mentality to my daily, everyday life.
And I don't think that people understand happiness, anger. They're both choices. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
You can choose to be angry, pissed off at the world, and blaming every Tom, Dick, and Harry for your freaking problems, right? But guess what? At the end of the day, it's not their fault. It's your fault. You've made the choices. You choose to be sad, miserable, and whatever it is. Now, I understand certain situations. It might take a while for you to find someone to talk to that gets you out of that, but it is a choice. It is a choice to stay and to let that burden you. And it is a choice to get over it and find a way to live your life happily without that moment or whatever negativity. You can let it destroy you, or you can check it and put it in its place. Because I'm telling you right now, I've been through some things, and I know other people have been through things that are far worse than the things that I've been through. And we've chosen to continue to put it forward. You know what I mean? We've chosen to be happy. We've chosen not to let that one moment define us. That's the word I'm looking for. We have chosen not to let that moment define us. We've chosen to find a way to accept it. Now, I'm not saying, y'all, that you need to do much. I can say that you have to forgive. Unfortunately, with choosing happiness or sadness, sometimes you do have to be able to forgive. And you don't forgive them for them. You forgive them for your darn self. Okay, you can continue. I just had to point that out.
No, yeah, exactly. And that's also another thing too. It's like a great way to, like, if you are dealing with someone that's normally would piss you off, or like you're trying to like attempt for that. It's one thing I found that helps is like pretend, like I'm not kidding, this is gonna sound a little pun, no pun intended, but it's gonna sound a little silly, but pretend you forgot how to speak English.
What do you mean?
So if you're talking to, so if they're talking to someone and they start cursing you or say something to you, right? Like 9 times out of 10, you may get offended or feel disrespected. If you're talking to someone and they say something in a language that you don't understand, are you gonna get upset? You're not gonna know what they're saying. They could be talking crap to you. They could be saying you're amazing, but you're not gonna know what they're saying. You don't speak their language,
Right.
so your perspective is different. So in that moment, if someone says something, forget you know how to speak English. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not understanding what you're saying. And then that anger, that's another way to choose not to get upset. Basically, it's almost like tricking your brain.
I like that. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Like I will do that when someone at work is, and I'm like, can you please give me an example? Like, can you explain to me what you mean? Like why, you know? And when they have to like blame themselves for their anger, because 9 times out of 10 they've done something, you know. Like I work as a server, you know, and like, oh God, I'm sorry guys, but if you're one of my customers and you try to pull one on me to get free food, chances are pretty slim and none you're not going to get it, and I'm going to leave you feeling pretty silly. Because I question why. Well, what's wrong? Well, this is what I wrote down. You know, like, I read it back, right? Then what is the mistake?
You want to get free food? We're still literally just be like, oh my God, your feature show was amazing today. Lessons learned.
No.
Oh my God, thank you. Here, you know what? You get a free copy.
My job for nobody. No, man, I might buy you lunch, but you know, no free lunch. Well, I guess it would be free to you, but not for me. So, I guess since you've kind of implied this, like, how do you go about? God damn it! Talk. Give me 1 second, Josh. No,
that's what I do best.
My poisonous plant again.
Oh no! Okay, no problem. I can talk. Y'all know I can talk. If you know me, you know I can talk. So for me, okay, so personally, because I have given other people examples just to explain. Oh no! Quick moment of silence for the plat. Okay, amen, hallelujah. All right. Yeah. All right. So like I said, I've been applying it, and so it's choice. When someone's the best example is some people have will talk their stuff and will try to get a reaction out of you, but once you realize that that's all they're doing, you can kind of control that and choose not to react, because at the end of the day, if someone says something to you, if you choose to react, choose to get offended, that's the problem. There's a conflict. But if you kind of okay, if you choose to kind of take it as a compliment or however you want to take it, but like in a positive reaction, like, okay, cool, doesn't bother me, there's not much of a conflict. That person can say as much as they want, but as long as you choose not to react to that, there's no problem. And I have done that, and as a bonus, they're very confused, and that actually kind of is pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie. So there's a bonus if you do choose and do that. They're gonna be like, wait, what? I don't compute, and that way you can kind of laugh. It's a little funny.
Well, I think the moment that I realized my reaction is the only thing I can control.
Yeah.
And if I just remember that your actions are the reflection of who you are, not me. Right? So if you're coming at me, about whatever, that's because you're upset about something you're like a guilty conscience kind of sort of thing, right? Mm-hmm. Like when you do bad things, you assume other people do bad things, so you go around doing the blame game. But like in the reality, if you live a good, honest life, you really just assume that all people live a good, honest life. and then you get taken advantage of a lot because you don't understand that not everybody is like that. But the moment that you guys realize people's actions are not about you, it is 100%, 110% a reflection of who they are and how they see themselves.
Yes.
So instead of bettering themselves, they are going to try to tear you down to bring you to their level. Man, and don't let nobody dim your light. You stay shining bright up there doing your dang thing, because there's no reason I will ever dull my bright light because it's too much for you. Go. Bye. Peace out.
We're not meant for everybody. That's something that
I don't know. I'm definitely not everybody's cup of tea.
I'm not gonna go into that because that was a past life lesson that I've said before. So I'm not gonna go into that. If you missed that episode, guess what? It's on YouTube. All right.
You know, it didn't. You guys got to remember, man. It is okay for everybody not to like you, because I'm gonna tell you right now, every single one of you doesn't like at least somebody. I got a dozen off the top of my head. You know what I mean? Like that, you know, but you know, you if the adult in you just,
it's
you
about
know, like,
choice,
especially
though, right?
at work, a lot of times the people you don't like, you work with, right? Or you go to school with, you know, but you just learn, you suck it up, buttercup, get through the day, do the thing. And it is what it is. You're going to go home and move on with your happy life, and they're going to go home and still be a miserable, sour pain in the derriere. And that's on them. That's on them. But I'm not going to let you and your miserableness affect me and my wanting to be happiness, because I'm still working on that. And I got my own things to worry about. I am not worrying about yours.
Yeah.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
One cool thing that I've noticed. Cross audio. I heard someone else's stream.
They've been saying that they can hear. So now, last week or 2 weeks ago, I could hear somebody that
It's
overtook my entire stream for like a half hour, and now they've been saying they can hear it on the other side.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
Talk about choices. The app is choosing to mess up right now. One cool thing that I've noticed, like once I've understand one of those words, the value and the meaning of choice. Because one thing that I've also been a fan of, and I'm not even gonna lie, I got this from the Matrix movies, do not judge me, but causality, cause and effect, chain reaction. Once you understand choice, I went the opposite route. I understood causality before I understood the value of choice. There's no correct order, however is preferable to you.
Right.
But yeah, so once I've understood that, it's like, you understand choice, you understand causality, cause and effect. You know, for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So once you understand that as well, then there's another thing to factor too. You know, for example, a little bit back, I almost chose to take a break, right? I made that decision without kind of thinking like, oh, I already made commitments to other shows. So, okay, if I don't do it and I'm just, chain reaction is they could feel a type of way. They could like, okay, we might not find a replacement. Like there could be other things. So understanding that, all right, well, I had to tweak it a little bit. Not the best reaction, but I kind of panicked last minute. So I went with that one. So just choice in general is just very valuable to me, because I've learned a lot through my mistakes and understanding choice. So like another example is like one thing that I'm going through right now is, as you've been on this app for a while. It can be very draining, and I am also contemplating about possibly taking a break or possibly taking a permanent one. And I have to weigh the options of that choice and the
take a small break first and see what happens.
Well, I've done it before, right? And I already took my first break a few months ago. and came back, and then no one ever, it's funny when no one ever warned you. It's like, when you take a break, be careful, because it's very hard to go back into being consistent, because I've struggled ever since. So the irony is, like, I feel like I am coming back into being consistent, but now it's like, well, I might actually take a
Right,
break
but
again, or take a
okay, but
permanent one.
here,
So,
but Goober, okay,
but
remember
understanding the choice is basically is my
but listen,
point.
but listen. Sometimes our new regular is not being regular. Sometimes our new regular is using this when we want it, not as an everyday stability, right? I got on this app because I needed friends, I needed people, I needed someone to talk to. COVID had hit, didn't go out, wasn't much going on, right? So this app got me through that. But then once I stopped living my life on here and I went back to doing my real life stuff, real life got busy. Grandma got hurt. She needed me. I take care of her. And the grandbaby needs me. My daughter's a teenager now. She's going through all the things and doing all the extra stuff now. And now my real life needs me more than I need you guys. So there's different phases in our life, right? But my people are still here every time I get on. Right? I can go find them. They can reach out to me when they need to reach out to me. But when I need them, they're here. So sometimes our new normal is accepting that we're needed somewhere else more than we're needed here. So don't look at it as a bad thing or a negative thing, but simply as the only thing that, well, the one of two things we're guaranteed in life: death and change.
And meet me glitches.
And glitches. You know what I mean? So like, it's yeah, and your taxes, okay. Very true, very true. But you guys, yeah, I definitely try to choose happiness. And like I said, it is a choice. And like King Goober said, it's a choice. We can choose to be happy, we can choose to be angry. And it's hard. Don't get me wrong. It is way easier to say than do, because in the moment, especially when you're new and you're just trying to learn how to ignore that negative stuff, like let's not talk about that real quick, King Goober. Let's not talk about how hard it is not to be like, oh yeah, you think, because we're so used to giving back, right? Like we feel like we got to defend ourselves, but the best defense sometimes is silence, no reaction, allowing it, just let them do their thing, because you know what? Who cares what other people think anyways? If they know you,
Exactly.
they're going to ask you what happened in the down low. They're not going to be all up front in your face like, what did you know? That's not how it works, right? But the people that care about you, they're either already gonna know the truth, right? Or they're going to find out the truth. Otherwise, they're going to join all up in the gossip gang, and you can thank that person for lessening your circle and ridding of the weak. Because then that's how easy it is for me, man.
Yeah. I mean, and I think another thing people struggle with too, or people don't realize, is that making the choice is the easy part. If you think about it, making the choice, understanding why you made that choice is what people struggle with, because
And
it's that whole like, oh, I don't need to, like, yeah, because you that's so easy. But why did you choose to do that instead of ignoring it?
Oh, for me, it was I chose because it was habit. It's what I seen everyone else do. Everyone else is quick to, you know what I mean? Or it's for me, it was kind of like that was how I learned to be heard, was by getting loud. I learned to because I was nobody really gave me much attention when I needed it or wanted it, is how I seen it as a kid. I look back now and I'm thinking I'm pretty selfish, but as a kid, you know,
at our core, humans are selfish creatures at their core. Let's just nip that in the bud.
When I wasn't being heard, I would get loud and I would get reactions. And then I was like, oh, that worked. And then it like became a thing where I hated that. I hated that my first reaction to everything was getting loud. And that took a really long time for me to undo, right? I had to make a choice to undo that. And I still slip up. I still sometimes will, and then I catch myself. I'm like, God, now I have to apologize. The only thing I hate worse than losing control is apologizing about it.
Don't you just love choice?
God, apologizing is the worst. I hate it. I hate it. And that is why I try not to do wrong, because I hate having to apologize. I really do. I really hate it. But I do it every time I have to, because otherwise I can't sleep at night.
So got
But
it. So if someone ever makes a bet with you, if they win, they got to be like, all right, so you just got to apologize for no reason. That'll just mess you up completely. Okay.
I
Keep
won't
that-
apologize. Well, I think
if I win, you
Part
got to
of my-
apologize for nothing.
part of my trauma is I apologize too much. I do. I say I'm
Same.
sorry a lot. And people are like, for what?
I
You didn't do
understand.
it. You know, what do you mean? What do you mean? But like, it's, it is.
I've gotten threatened because I apologize too much. It's like, if you don't stop apologizing, I'm going to slap you. I'm like, I'm sorry.
I've been told by multiple people, stop apologizing so much. Stop apologizing so much. And I'm like, it's a habit. It was, it was a habit. It was a habit.
It is 8 o'clock for me. So, still early. I hate y'all, East Coast.
Yeah. Sorry and love are two words that people need to really take more seriously. And I get we're joking, like Limo down there joking right now and stuff like that, but like if in the heat of a moment, like your apology, how you say it will determine my friendship. Now, I've had people do me dirty. You guys have seen some of it, right? I'm sorry, or a sorry on here and not a personal I'm sorry. Kick rocks. Bitch, bye. I have no time for people who use people. And that's the main reason that I will stop talking. I will not associate myself with people who use people. I do not understand it. I do not like it. And I think that makes you one of the biggest POSs that walk the face of this earth. Because people work hard for what they have, and people work hard to get where they are. And if you're going to take advantage of that to better yourself and put them further in the hole, I hope you choke on a chicken bone.
I agree. I'm the same way. The only thing I'm going to add is I also am not a fan of, if I have to, we're adults. Okay. If I have to point it out that like, if I have to actually point out that you messed up, or that you need to kind of apologize, then it's just like, I don't want it, because it's like, you should be able to like kind of take accountability for yourself, for your own actions, and recognize what you did. It's so annoying to have to tell someone, yeah, you kind of owe me an apology. It's like, I shouldn't have to. You should recognize it. So that's just me.
Listen, no, Goober, I'm going to tell you this right now. If there is someone in your life that you are asking for an apology for, they don't mean it anyways, even if they give it to you.
That's what I'm. That's why. That's why I don't. Yeah.
Then you don't mess with them no more. Don't. And then you guys, I am that picky, and I am that strict. And you can ask anybody in here. If I catch you talking about my friends behind their back, I don't tolerate any. My life is too short to deal with your dumb shit. And if you did it once and I caught you, chances are you've done it before and you're going to do it again. Because things like that from a grown adult shouldn't happen at all.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Now, don't get me wrong. I've been part of like the blab or whatever, but I only talk to one or two people about things because I know they're not going to say anything, right? But y'all, I'm extra careful anymore on here. People talk too much. I played that game where I would say things on here to see what would get said and what would get around. Damn, y'all talk. So, God.
I'm having a major ADHD moment. I just noticed my shirt matches with your hair. Sorry, I'm having a major ADHD moment.
You're fine.
I'm matching with your hair. I'm blending in with your hair. I'm like, I look like an accessory item. Like if you position it in a certain way.
No, this way. It has to be on
this side. For additional $4.99, if you act now, you'll get your own goober on top of your head.
No, but it's like I'm definitely, you're fine. I'm definitely all about just being honest, and with people. It just
God. God,
If
that'll
y'all
be
don't
my
like
next.
somebody, don't
That'll be
talk
the
to
next
them.
thing I talk about when I come in here. The value of honesty. Holy crud! That's a whole nother 20 minutes right there.
I don't know where Jay went to do the outro. I haven't seen him the whole show.
Jay.
I did a couple times. It's after 11.
Do you want me to drop down so you can?
Well,
close,
tell
or
these
I don't
guys
know?
when you stream, what's in your stream, and all that stuff first.
Okay. Oh yeah, huh? That part. All right, y'all. So yeah, I am King Goober. I do normally host Goob Talk every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern. I say normally because I may be Anyways, I also admin for my wifey, Queen Vampy, her show Vampy's Musical Madness every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Also admin. I'm a new admin for White Rabbit's show, Hop to the Top Trivia. That's every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. I am going to be in an auction a week from today. It's a Friday the 13th auction hosted by Jubilee.
Oh, we have Friday the 13th coming up.
Yeah, it's next week. It's about to be a lucky day for me. I'm weird. I'm the opposite. So it's like Black Cats and Friday 13th.
I
I'm
don't
like,
have bad
ooh,
luck
yeah,
per se,
it's lucky for me.
but the people that come out, y'all just go sit in a restaurant on Friday the 13th. Y'all want to see some shit go down? Go sit in a restaurant or a bar and watch the type of people and how they act. I am not kidding you. It is worse than a full moon. Just watch. Watch the people around you on Friday the 13th. Listen to them. They're crazy. It's like, oh God, I'm calling off. I'm sick.
I'm also gonna be on the write up this Monday at 7 Eastern, as well as Sonic Soul Sessions on the 11th, this coming Wednesday. At
Check
6.
out his IG, guys. I'm
Yeah,
sure
check
he's got
out
it
my
on
stuff. I have a lot
Instagram.
going on. I'm sorry. I have a lot going on. All my schedule is on my bio. Everything that you could wonder is on my bio. Just click on my name and you'll because I'll just start talking and talking and talking. I talk more than Lily and anybody in the stream combined. All right, that's how much I talk. Okay, all right. I invented the gift of gab.
I don't know.
We can put this. Woo!
Depends on my mood.
Same. Well, no, actually, I just rant. I can ramble literally about nothing.
Oh God, here come the odds again. All right, King Goober. Thank you so much. If you guys haven't favorited him, please do so. If you're just tuning in, we've just ended the show. Lessons learned. Thank you
so much. I had a blast. Anytime you need me to come back, honestly, because I love your show. It's been an absolute pleasure. You're amazing, and I need more coffee. So I bid y'all adieu.
I might have to go make some more too.
Stay gooby, y'all.
Bye, honey.